Alright everybody, so this is my first YouTube video. This is Matt, aka Meet the Cook. So I wanted to share with you, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different with this challenge, something I haven't done before. We're doing wings, we're doing smoked wings, but we're doing 3 different ways. So this is going to get interesting. I'm going to be curious to see how it's going to turn out. Which one is better? You know, I keep hearing this one's better than that one, this way is better than that one. Obviously there's a lot of techniques, there's a lot of different ways you can smoke wings. At the end of the day, what you're looking for is a nice crispy skin, in my opinion, something that's flavor, but the meat is still tender and juicy on the inside. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, we want to get into our wings. I got a whole pack here. Like I said, I'm going to do these different ways. First things first, I am actually going to be splitting these up. There's a lot of debate on whether whole wings versus drumettes and wingettes are better, but I'm not getting into that today. So the first thing you want to do when doing these, you just want to separate the drum and the flat. There you go. Basically a little drumstick, a little flat, and of course we'll go on from there. We're going to get all these split up, and then we'll go on to the next step in the process. Like I said, this is going to be an interesting cook, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how it all turns out. As you can see, I've got all these cut up, and essentially what I've got all together is 28. 14 wingettes and 14 drumettes. So okay, so these all got to get at least the first treatment. The primary treatment's all going to be the same. I call this the hot sauce treatment. People are probably going to wonder why I use hot sauce. Well, let me explain it to you. The reason I use hot sauce, it's a couple of different reasons, but the primary reason is it does soak into the meat. It does add a little bit of flavor on the back end on your palate after you eat these. Now, obviously, this is not something you have to do, but ultimately, I like soaking them, marinating them in hot sauce as long as you possibly can. I think the vinegars and the other stuff in the sauce helps break down the meat and makes it a little bit more tender, but I'm going to use this on all of them. This part will not change. And then we'll move on to the next step, which will be after we've marinated these for a little while, then we'll season them and then go from there. Alright, I got this covered in aluminum. We'll go ahead and get these into the refrigerator and then let them sit for a little while, and then we'll move on to the next step. See how this goes. Alright, welcome back everybody. This is Matt, aka Meet the Cook. We're going to go ahead, I'm going to show you, I'm going to get the Kamado going, but before I do that, I want to kind of show you some of the features about my Blaze Kamado. I think it'll be helpful, at least for other people to understand what it's all about. It's a really good cooker. I really enjoy cooking on it. It's got a lot of attributes that are very nice, unlike some of the other Kamados out there in the market. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so first things first, here's the Blaze Kamado Grill. It's actually stainless. It's made cast iron stainless, and like I said, it's unlike any other grill out there currently on the market. Some of the things I like about this grill, besides it being so sturdy, is one, it comes with a lifetime warranty on it, so that means obviously I can pass it down generation to generation. Two, the one thing I really like about this is I'll never have to worry about replacing a gasket, unlike some other Kamados out there on the market, which is really nice. Another little thing that I like is it's set up where you can actually use a rotisserie unit on the inside. I'll share more about that later on as I go along in my YouTube journey to show y'all how that works, but it really works out really good. And then two, I also use that port too to run my temp probe through for those longer cooks. Over here is the indirect box that I use. I'll be using this today with some applewood, some prime 6 charcoal, just to kind of get these wings done. It'll all be offset, all indirect. So we'll go ahead and get that started and go from there, but I just want to share that with you. This is just some of the features that I enjoy about this Blaze Kamado Grill. Down here is the wheel, which can be completely opened up, and it can actually be vented for your particular needs. So like I said, we'll share this more about this grill as we go along in this journey, but I just want to share you with what I could at this point, and like I said, a lot more to go. Let's go ahead and get these wings rolling and go from. Alright, so first things first, I've got all these wings out here divided into 4 equal batches. I'm gonna go ahead and season these up. They'll all be seasoned the same, using my favorite sweet and spicy Kentucky Kick from Gusto Vitae. And the reason I'm using the same spice is I don't want there to be an alternate flavor or taste for this test, because I really do want to try to keep this as legitimate as possible between the different ones. So we're gonna try. Alright, so here we go. I got these wings on the Blaze Kamado. Essentially what I'm doing here, if you look, is I got this one set right here. This is where the ones that have a little bit of baking powder on them. These over here, these are going to be the ones that I'm going to deep fry in a cast iron skillet as they get smoked. And then these are ones I'm just going to allow to ride the whole way through smoked. So over here you can see I got the charcoal on the side with the apple wood going indirect on the Blaze Kamado. We'll see how it turns out. Should be a fun experiment. Wing 3 ways. So normal indirect smoke. Over here these will be deep fried in a cast iron once they're smoked through. And then these over here have a little bit of baking powder, so those are going to ride all the way out to just smoke. So stay tuned. Should be a good one, and I'm looking forward to seeing how these all turn out. Well, as you can see, these are looking pretty good. These over here, you can already see there's already a crust forming on them, so that should be interesting. And then last but not least, you got these over here. So we're getting there, taking some time, shouldn't be much longer. We'll get these rolling. Stay tuned. More.
Ready for the Little Mermaid?
Alright, first things first, you got these which have the baking powder on them. You got these which were essentially deep fried, and you got smoked and deep fried, and then these are just your regular indirect smoke. So let's go ahead and do the taste test. Let's see which one turns out the best. Alright, first things first, these are all unsauced wings 3 different ways. One with baking powder on them, one just smoked indirect, one smoked and also deep fried in a cast iron skillet. So let's just go ahead, see which one we think tastes better. I don't have no sauce on these. Maybe I'll do that next time. We'll see how it goes, but let's go ahead and get into it. First one's first. This is the one with the baking powder on it. Okay. You can see it's definitely juicy. It's got a nice crisp skin on it. I think it's really good, but honestly, I'm going to see the others to understand if it's better or not. But this one's definitely a good start. Alright, next thing's next. This is just a regular smoked indirect wing that inevitably I smoke direct. Okay, that one's good. Nice, light. Let's say juicy. Meat pulled off. Very good. I definitely like that one. I like it a little bit better than the baking powder. The baking powder, regardless of what you think, leaves a little bit of a aftertaste. But last but not least is the smoked and then deep fried wing. This one I think might win. We'll see. Okay, not bad. Pretty good. Tasting a little bit of the oil. I think that's the only thing not a big fan of, but most people are not gonna notice that, and honestly could. Overall, if I had to pick a winner today, honestly for me, it's gonna be the smoked indirect with the direct grill marks. I mean, I'm just being honest. You can go either way. I'm not saying the deep fried isn't a strong contender or the baking powder, They're all good. They all have flavor. But for me, my wings, smoking them indirect has always worked out well, and this just proves my point. You don't need a bunch of other stuff added to it. So I'm gonna try some with some sauce. We'll see how it goes in the next run, and I do appreciate everybody watching my first video. Definitely a lot more trials to come, and I'm definitely